What up, everybody? Welcome to the Super Brothers podcast.
Super Brothers.
I like that. I am one of your hosts, James McCrae,
I'm the other guy, Don Woods.
and we are the Super Brothers.
Super Brothers.
So, yeah, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are two super brothers who are talking about nerd stuff, nerddom, nerd culture, fandom, all that stuff. Video games,
TV,
movies, TV,
movies. Yep.
all that. Does music fall in that?
We haven't talked about music.
We
Um,
I think
I
it
don't
could though.
know.
Actually,
Depends on what it is.
yeah, and I think for one of our deep dives one day for a future episode, we should get into what actually counts as nerd culture.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's put a pin in that one and come back to that one.
It's
Um,
it's funny you say that today because I was explaining to my son, my 7-year-old, that we were talking about nerds. He was actually eating nerds candy that he got
mm,
from for Halloween. And we were talking about what it means to be a nerd. And I was explaining how you can really be a nerd about anything, right?
yeah.
And that was part of, so we actually talked about music, how you can be a music nerd. And then of course there's because when he hears nerd, he does think about us. He thinks about the podcast
Hmm.
because he's heard bits of it or whatever. But yeah, to that point, we should talk about what nerddom really means, at least, in the context of this podcast.
Yeah. All right. That's good. We got an episode in the can, not in the can,
Yep. On the
in the
list.
barrel. There we go.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today, everybody, as we talk about our nerd culture, we're going to be talking about a little bit of nerd news. And then Don had a pick that I hadn't heard about, and he wanted me to watch. So we're going to do a Don's pick, and we're going to talk about that show that we watched. And
Are we trying to keep it a secret until that segment?
nah, I just think that's naturally how I talk.
No, because I mean it's going to be in the podcast title anyway, probably.
Yep. You thinking
Yeah.
logically about stuff.
We're going to talk about episodes 1 and 2 of Pluribus
You sure it's not
on Apple TV.
Plur1bus?
Yeah, that's actually how it's stylized. Yeah, Plur1bus, uh, for reasons we'll get into. But yeah, Pluribus from Vince Gilligan, Apple TV. I'm
All right.
excited to talk about this one.
I'm ready to talk about it as well. Now then
Okay. All right.
I am being mysterious on purpose on that one.
All
Just
right.
yeah. All right, you want to kick off some nerd news? I don't think we got a lot today, but
Not a lot. One thing from it's super recent. It might be yesterday or the day before. Um, there's news that HBO Max, whatever,
mhm,
is going to have a new DC show. They're already doing Lanterns.
yeah.
They did Peacemaker. Well, I don't know about next, but also on the list is a Jimmy Olsen show. Jimmy Olsen, who's always been, sidekick or,
Hmm.
other worker at the Daily Planet. In the most recent movie, he is a ladies' man.
I was about to say until this
But
year when he became Jimmy the oh, I won't say that, but Jimmy the Man, I will say that.
Jimmy the man.
Jimmy the
He's
Man.
getting his own show. Um, and not a lot of details so far, other than I think the villain is Gorilla. What's his name? Gorilla God,
Gorilla
Grodd.
Grodd.
Yeah,
Grodd. Yeah.
yeah. He's going to be the villain apparently.
Hmm.
So that
So
should
mind
be
control.
interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it's interesting to me because I know that, Gunn is in his position right now and he's he's building the world, he's doing the thing, but it's been very mixed reviews on how he ended Peacemaker.
Yeah. You
Like
mentioned that before. Yep.
really mixed.
Hmm.
There are those like me who actually appreciated what he did, but then there are those that were like, this was a pointless, at least the last three episodes were pointless.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's interesting to me because like you said, Lanterns is coming. Um I think there is another no, that Clayface is a movie, not a show.
Yeah, that's a movie.
Um but just yeah, I'm wondering what he like is he going to be listening to that feedback? I don't want to spoil it for you to say why people didn't like it.
Hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he sticks with this version of what he's doing with everything. He's definitely
Hmm.
keeping the worlds connected, which I always like. Um, I like it as they're connected but not dependent,
Hmm.
and that's what he did. At least what I think he did with second season of Peacemaker. Um, but I mean, I'll say one of the things that people didn't like because it's not a big spoiler or anything is that um, according to him, this is the series finale of Peacemaker that just happened.
Oh, not the
And
season, the series.
yeah, and then
Okay.
part of it is because the way it ends, it's setting
Okay.
up for a different show. Um,
Okay.
so his character probably will be in that show. Um,
Interesting.
and
Huh.
also the way it ends, his character might show up in other stuff too. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Cool.
so yeah. But based on what they did with Jimmy Olsen, he was a charismatic character.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I think it could. I mean, I'll watch a show with Jimmy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. And good for Jimmy, because like I
Yeah,
mentioned, he's always been kind of the sidekick. Um, Zack Snyder just flat out killed him, killed him off.
yeah, but I don't know. I still feel like that was an afterthought. I don't think that was really supposed to be Jimmy Olsen, but that's just me.
Hmm. So
I because
you think if if the Snyderverse would have gone on, that would we would have learned that that wasn't really Jimmy who died, or
no, I think once he said it, because remember he was the one that confirmed, yes, that was Jim, because he never called him
yeah.
Olsen in the
Oh, that's
movie.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
and so he confirmed it after. I think once he confirmed, he would have stuck with it. But I just
Yeah.
don't think when he was writing the movie, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be Jimmy Olsen right there." That just if it
I wouldn't put it past Zack Snyder.
maybe just yeah, it just didn't feel anything like a Jimmy
Yeah,
Olsen character in any way to me. But like you said, though, Zack Snyder do some stuff.
he
That's what
does.
that's what we'll call it. He do some stuff. He
Yeah.
if he had put him in slow mo and turned him around and made him walk slow mo and all that, I would have said, yeah, that was intentional because that's Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
But to just kind of throw it away, like, oh, he got shot. By the way, y'all, if y'all seen the movie, that's Jimmy Olsen. That's him.
I mean, his name was Jimmy and he worked at the Daily Planet, so
He kind of worked at the Daily Planet because he kind of was like,
freelance or yeah, freelancer, yeah.
yeah. So that's why I said it felt like it was an afterthought to me, but
Hmm.
could be wrong. Zack Snyder may be the genius none of us know he is. That's me. That's me. He is a talented filmmaker.
Yeah,
I've
he
seen
is.
stuff that I love of his, but
Hmm.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jimmy Olsen is on. Did it say when it's supposed to?
I don't think so. I should check the interwebs, but I don't think so.
Because
Uh,
the
it,
way Snyder's been going recently is he's announcing stuff that's happening next. Right?
you
He's
mean
like,
Gunn?
what did I say?
Snyder.
Yeah, I mean Gunn. What Gunn been doing is like, oh yeah, by the way, Superman sequel that's coming right after Supergirl. Oh
Right.
yeah, we doing this. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering
yeah,
if he gonna be like, yeah, that's coming out next year.
yeah. Let me see. Let's move on to the next thing, and I'll confirm on if we have a date yet.
Okay. My little bit of nerd news is just a little bit of excitement. Back in the early 2000s, there was a two-part Tarantino movie that was never meant to be two parts. That he split into two movies because of the length, and it was
Hmm.
called Kill Bill. And
Yep.
on December 5th of this year, he is releasing what he is calling Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. And the trailer for it came out, which is weird to say the trailer came out because all you see is footage that you probably already saw before.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but apparently he has had this cut because that's the way he prefers to watch it
Yeah.
in for years. And then the only things that are really supposed to be super different are you don't get the cliffhanger and the recap. So the end of Kill Bill Volume One, you get the cliffhanger of like, does she know that her daughter is alive? Spoilers for Kill Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then they do the bride driving with her recap in the second one, Volume Two,
Yeah.
where she's straight up just talking to the camera. But there's supposed to be a new sequence, a new animated sequence, which is similar to the Orin Ishii sequence
Hmm.
in the original. And my hope, but I doubt it, is that the Michael Jai White deleted scene makes it in.
I didn't know there was one.
Oh yeah, Michael Jai
Huh.
White fights Bill.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can look it up. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's a fully shot scene. It's edited and everything. It just didn't make the cut of the movie.
Okay.
Um, I'm
By the way,
hoping.
shout out to Michael Jai White and Black Dynamite, one of the greatest comedies known to man. Anyway,
You know what? As we talk about future episodes, because I don't.
yeah.
Did you ever
Yeah.
watch? Uh, man, I know it's not the name because I
Oh,
want to
the
call it.
cowboy one?
Yeah, I want to call it
No,
Boss Negro, but
it's not that.
they call him Boss.
Johnny Black?
The
No.
outlaw Johnny Black.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
never saw it.
I never saw
Uh,
it, but I know. I think it's on streaming now.
okay.
So I want to. We should do that one day
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
future
We should
because
do a
Black.
double feature with Black Dynamite and Johnny Black.
Yeah, because Black Dynamite. I still
Man,
chuckle about stuff from that to this day.
what a wonderful time. Anyway.
Yep. Um. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited for the whole bloody affair. There's
Yeah.
also a sequence because I read the script to that's how I
Mhm.
was like a Kill Bill when we talk nerddom and fandom,
Yeah.
Kill Bill nerd, like soundtrack, everything.
Oh yeah, the
Um
soundtrack was amazing. Yeah.
soundtrack was great. Um but there's a sequence in the script where the bride has to fight Gogo's sister. Like she lands
Hmm.
back in America and Gogo's sister is coming after her.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that's the animated sequence, but
Okay.
who knows? Because I don't know yet. Nobody would. It's not been revealed yet what the animated sequence is covering. I'm just
Okay.
hoping that's the one because they said he never shot that scene. So if
Okay.
they animated it, that would make sense. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay. When is it? This is in theaters, right?
in theaters December 5th.
December 5th.
Um,
Okay. How long
people
will it
are
be?
it'll be like 4 hours long.
Sorry. And then how long will it be in theaters?
Oh, that I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how long it'll be in theaters. People are excited because it's in 70 millimeter as well,
Yep.
but
Yep.
I'm not as excited because it wasn't shot in 70 millimeter.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
potatoes, potatoes, tomatoes,
Right.
your mama. Who knows?
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan Coogler for making people care about 70 millimeter.
Yep. Yep. Shout out to Ryan Coogler too, because here he's getting a lot of nomination buzz, or at least Sinners is
Oh
getting a lot
yeah.
of nomination buzz. It
Yep.
seems like it's going to be Sinners and One Battle After Another in the
Mm-hmm.
contenders for like battling out for Film of the Year,
Yeah.
unless something in the next year in the next month comes out that's blowing minds. But
Yeah.
um,
Now
those are the two.
you've seen both. I haven't seen one battle after another. Who
Yeah.
would get what would get your I don't know if you want to say this publicly. What would get your vote?
I gotta say it publicly that I ride for Ryan Coogler.
Hmm.
Sinners was a great movie.
Hmm.
Great movie. One Battle After Another was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Both are great movies. Um, if I had to pick for overall filmmaking, I
Mm-hmm.
probably would pick One Battle After Another,
Ooh, I
but
thought that's
it's
where you were headed.
close. It's really close. Like,
Send, send all hate mail to Jimmy, to James, not to
yeah,
me.
send it to me. Tell me I lose my black card every other week, so I get it back if y'all gotta take it this week. But I mean, I could see this being one of those times, when the Academy quotations, the Academy, is trying to like appease everyone. So I could see like one getting best film, one getting best director,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
in this case, I'll be fine with that because I
Okay.
love them both. I love
Yeah.
them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I was to say best screenplay, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely would still go with best original screenplay. I go with Sinners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's nerd news. I'm excited about the whole bloody affair. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna see
Me
it in
too.
theaters. I'm
Yep.
hoping there's at least a 5 minute intermission, or else I'm probably gonna miss some scenes because I'm getting older and can't hold it like that no more.
No, I
So
think I've read that they will have an intermission. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
man. All right. So
Cool.
you ready to jump into Plur1bus?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Um, yeah, so as James mentioned, this is my pick. I've been excited about this since seeing the first trailer.
Yeah,
I
what drew
love
you to it?
I love a good sci-fi mystery show. As you know, Severance, and anyone who listened to this podcast knows Severance was one of my favorite shows this year.
Still haven't
And
watched
and
Severance.
I loved the first season. I loved the second season. Yeah, I love a good mystery sci-fi. I was a big Lost fan until I wasn't.
So so that's what I was about to say. I was like, I get skeptical of these shows because of
Yep,
Lost.
yep, I do too. I spent so much of watching Severance praying to the sci-fi gods that that show does not go in the same direction as Lost. And I was happy with season two. I think I said this on the podcast because the way they ended that season, they showed that they are not going to make the same mistakes that Lost made.
Let's talk about
Um,
those mistakes. What mistakes are you thinking?
Lost, and this is well known at this point now, they basically built up a ton of stuff, a ton of random lore, random things popping up on the island. And by the end of it, it became clear that they were just doing shit. And they didn't have a long-term plan for like how to like tie up everything, wrap up everything. And so they left so many just, open loops or whatever you want to call it by the end of it. And so you spent so much time watching it, like, ooh, I wonder how they're going to connect, this random animal with the numbers or, all this different shit that they had throughout, the seasons. And they just didn't, and then the things that
They
they
just
did
didn't.
wrap up were just not super satisfying in the
I was
end.
about to say sometimes I felt like they wrapped stuff up that was like fans are like, "What happened with this?" And they was like, "Oh yeah, we did do that, didn't we?" Yeah, the polar bear just escaped from this facility,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's all it was. That's
Yep.
all it was.
Yep.
Um,
So
so
So no,
yeah, I think
I
we're in
get
it.
your hesitation on things like this because I have it too. I
Yeah,
was scarred by Lost for
yeah.
sure.
I think my biggest scarring in TV history are Lost and Heroes,
Yep,
and
that's another
so
one.
yeah,
That was a little bit different, but yeah,
Heroes just went off the rails. It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah.
They just didn't know
Um,
what to do after that spectacular first season.
because it was one of those where the premise in itself was well, sorry. The interesting part of the show was not the premise of superheroes, it was the premise of the discovery of
Yeah,
superheroes in this everyday
yep,
life.
yep,
And once the heroes were on the playing field, they was like,
yeah,
now what we do with these heroes?
yep,
We don't know.
right,
We just gonna start doing shit like Lost.
yep.
So okay. So that was my hesitation going into shows like this. But when you brought it up, I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll
Yep.
do it. But okay, but I interrupted you. You were telling what drew you to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love a good mystery box sci-fi show. The fact that it's Vince Gilligan, I was a huge Breaking Bad fan. Admittedly, I haven't seen much of Better Call Saul. It's been on my list for a long time, but Breaking Bad I loved. My wife and I, we binge watched it like I don't know at this point like 12 years ago. Like when we
Mm.
were pretty early into dating when we binge watched it. And yeah, I love that show.
It's one of those
Um,
shows that's on my list that I just never have gotten to because I feel like
yeah,
it's a daunting task whenever you start it.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
there's a few shows like that on my list. The top one I will never admit until after I watch it. So because
Oh,
it's
it might be mine, actually. I'll just say it. I still haven't watched The Wire.
yeah, that's mine too. Damn it, I just
Okay.
said I'd never admit it. But
No, look, I haven't. And the reason is it's not that I don't want to watch The Wire, is exactly what you're saying. Like it feels like such a commitment to watch all of The Wire. But,
it
and
feels
look,
like a commitment and it is still being heralded as one of the best written
one,
shows
yes,
ever,
yep,
if not the best written show ever.
yep, yep.
And to
And
me, that's daunting in itself because I'm like,
I just can't put it on, like
yeah,
I have to like really watch it.
yep, this can't be
So
something I start while I'm cooking or
right.
doing stuff like that. So, yep,
Yep. So, before listeners, before you send your like, I can't believe messages and all that stuff, it's y'all fault. You're the reason why I can't watch the show because I know it's great. And I know I have to pay attention and I know every season has a theme and it all ties together. I know
it
all
all
that.
ties back. It calls back to stuff that happens in the
Yep.
first season
Yep. Hey, I know
and
all of this. And this is why
important.
I haven't committed to this show yet. So
Yep. So send your hate mail to Don now. So
yeah, I'll
it
take
ain't
it. Like
y'all
I said,
fault.
I was open to admitting it because I know that, I know it's at the top and I just haven't been able to do it.
This on
Um,
you. It's on you, Don. Don said it's on you.
I did. Yep. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Pluribus.
Plur1bus.
Um, okay, so yeah, I'll do a very, very quick summary. We've talked before about how we don't want to spend a lot of time summarizing stuff, but really
Yeah.
quick summary. By the way,
Episodes one and two dropped,
yep.
and you'll summarize those two.
Yep.
Spoilers, spoilers, and
Spoilers,
spoilers.
tons of spoilers. All right. So, oh, actually, let me get back to you were asking why was I interested in it? So yeah, mystery box. The trailers held back a ton, but what you learn from the trailers is the main character, Carol, is the last unhappy person on Earth. Everybody else is happy and everybody else wants her to join them. And that's pretty much what you learn from the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really interesting thing that I called out to you where someone who appears to be the president, turns out he's not the president, but appears to be the president, is talking directly to Carol through the TV and telephone. And he's like, we want you to join us. Like, you need to join us, and he
Come on,
explains,
Carol.
yeah, and he explains why. All right, so that's what hooked me, that those trailers. So the show. So what the show is, it opens with these scientists at SETI or whatever, the extraterrestrial research, the
Mm-hmm.
huge satellite receivers or whatever you call them. They
Yep.
receive a signal, and at first they're like, "Is this for real? Like, is this really a signal from outer space?" Turns out it is. And then, and again, I'm going to speed run this thing, but basically, they recruit a bunch of other scientists. They figure out what the signal is, and it's a formula. And then they start, trying to make this formula. They start testing it. Again, I'm speed running. As you can imagine, this is not this doesn't end well.
Hmm.
Basically, what they have created is a virus that spreads super quickly, uh, globally. And basically, what this virus does, well, actually, no, I won't get to that yet. So they start spreading this virus, and you see these weird things happening to the scientists as as they get the virus, where they just kind of start going into seizures, and then they stop, and then they all sort of like move in unison, right? They're all kind of working
Well,
together, and
first they get the seizures, but then it's like they out of it for a while, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Not that long though,
not
but
long, not
yeah,
long, but yeah.
yeah. Um, and so anyway, so people are getting infected all over the world. We see random like in the background in different scenes, we see stuff on TV, breaking news, like things are happening around the world. Meanwhile, our main character, who is a romance novelist, is on her book tour with her manager slash partner. And you get to learn about her personality because she writes these romance novels, yet she doesn't really respect her readers. She feels like she's writing trash, and she almost hates her readers for liking her stuff, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, they're on this book tour. They go out for dinner or drinks or whatever, and they start noticing crazy shit. Like people, a truck runs into a car, people are infected, like all this.
And
And
right
then her,
before that, they noticed
oh,
the
the
what do you call those?
planes,
The
what
plane trails,
chemtrails, yeah,
chemtrails. Thank you. I couldn't think of the
yep.
name.
They
The
notice
chemtrails.
planes flying together, like the Blue Angels, basically with chemtrails, behind them. And then yeah, everybody gets infected. And Carol's partner gets infected, but Carol doesn't, right? And so then Carol is like freaking out because who wouldn't freak out because she's seeing all these people going into seizures, but then they're okay, but then her partner isn't okay. And so she basically tries to save her partner. She puts the partner in the truck that crashed into the car. Her partner's dead, basically. So anyway,
Which
speed
I'll
running a
admit,
bit.
I didn't know for a while. I was like, is she just delayed or
No
oh,
one knows.
she's
I mean,
actually yeah.
that's kind of the point. Like no one knows. Like she doesn't know, right? She's probably wondering why did all these other people, like come out of this, but my wife doesn't. So anyway, at speed running that episode, Carol brings her partner's body back to her place, witnesses all kinds of crazy shit happening across Albuquerque. Things are in flames. People are acting really strange. People talk to her in unison and they use her name. They actually call her Carol. By the way, this first episode, I must say, was very unsettling for me. Like just watching it, I was like, wow, this is a lot.
Hmm.
It feels like a zombie type movie, basically, the first episode. But anyway, she gets home, turns on her TV, channels are off, it's static until she gets to C-SPAN. And on C-SPAN, she sees a guy at the White House. And like I
Just
said, you
waiting.
think just waiting, like he's standing at the podium just waiting. And there's a phone number. And I think it actually says call Carol or, something like that. Carol calls him and he explains that he's not the president. He is the was it secretary of USDA or something like that, I
Something
think.
like that. Secretary of Agriculture or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he basically breaks down exactly what happens. And it was at this point, or exactly what has happened, is at this point that I'm like, okay, this is not lost. And this isn't even Severance because Severance, you spend the whole first season, actually the first two seasons, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with some of the major plot points. What I love about this show so far is in this moment, you get everything. There's no mystery about what has happened. David Taffler, the USDA secretary or whatever he is, explains, that these researchers received this signal, they decoded it. It's a virus. it's a mind virus or whatever that basically the way he explains it, it's like a glue between people where everyone kind of shares the same hive mind. Um, and he explains that these people that are now infected, they're not aliens. And this is also one of the funniest parts of the show because the Chiron or whatever you call it on C-SPAN, the text that tells you breaking news or
Yep.
whatever, it's basically showing whatever he said. So it was like we're not aliens, like that sort of
I
thing.
did notice that. Yep.
Um, but he explains that no, it's just like everyone is connected now, and they want Carol to join them. And I think is he the one that explains that there are only 13 people in the world who did not
He
get
said
infected?
there are 11 others. So I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
12, right?
12 people. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, and that's pretty much the end of the first episode. And Carol, of course, is like, "What the f? Like, no, like I'm not joining y'all." Um, so second episode, speed running again. She's visited by uh, actually, there's this really cool sequence where you see this woman in some other country. First, she's helping to deal with some of the bodies of the people who did die when they got infected, and this is all in unison with other people. They're not saying any words. They're connected, mentally, and they're working together to dispose of bodies and that sort of thing. And then she gets into an airplane and she flies to Albuquerque and she changes and cleans up. And there's a whole group of people who are there to groom her and give her long hair extensions and everything, mainly because they want her to look like the main character from Carol's most recent book, so that Carol is okay with her, is more willing to talk to her.
Hmm.
And long story short, it kind of works. Uh,
Hmm.
Carol recognizes what's going on, but yeah, it kind of works. And this kind of becomes Carol's like guide through all of this. And what's really interesting about it to me is the fact that this is a hive mind. So this person, she's talking, but she represents everyone else in the world,
Yep.
right?
And Carol
Um,
gets that,
and Carol
but
gets that. Yeah.
also she's the only person she got to talk to.
Yep. Yep. So basically she asked to meet the other people who have not been infected. Um, Zosha arranges that, or basically just calls through her network to make that happen. It's just the 5 or 6 English speakers. That's what Carol is
Hmm.
asking for. They get together. And then what's really interesting is putting a long story short, none of the other people are all that interested in saving the world the way Carol wants to, because they all have family that, even though they're infected, they're still alive. And they want to protect their families. And one in particular is having a good old time with this situation because what I didn't mention is that the hive mind is willing to do whatever it takes to make these people, these 12 people, happy until they can convert them and get them to join the hive,
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes. So this one guy, he is flying, he's riding an Air Force One because he just asked to do it. And he has a little harem because, everybody is willing to do whatever it takes to keep these 12 people happy.
A harem of like
Um,
models
yeah,
and
supermodels.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so basically, the way that episode ends is after Carol is disgusted with this guy, and after Zosha, Carol's guide, is told that she has to pick who she wants to hang out with, either Carol or the guy who has his harem. She ends up going with the harem. Uh, but Carol actually chases them down, basically gets in front of their Air Force One to join them on a flight to Vegas. And that's the end of the second episode. I said this was going to be short. It wasn't that short. Maybe we'll have to edit it
No,
down. Um,
it's still shorter than the last one we did. So
so that's the
and
first two
are you
episodes.
sure that's what she's doing? Because that was my question at the end of that one was, is she just trying to save old girl?
She
and
might
go
be trying to
back,
save. Yeah.
or is she going to Vegas with them? I think the show is more interesting if she's going to Vegas with them, but I
That
don't
was
know.
my assumption is that she's doing both. Like she's trying to both save Osha, and she maybe is feeling lonely or feeling like she needs to do something other than go back to her house in
Yes,
Albuquerque.
I agree. To be clear, I think either way she's trying to save her. I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe she was solely trying to save her and going back, or
Okay. Yeah.
in a trying to be with this group. Because in a way, it's like, well, we'll have to get into it because you know, you said he's a part to be a part of his harem. He has some things that he wants to do with her. We'll
Yes,
put it that
he
way.
does.
And
Right.
if you go on the trip with them, maybe those things still happen. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but okay. So I'm taking from your demeanor in your synopsis that you enjoyed your time watching this.
I did indeed. And I'm getting a little vibe from you that you may not have enjoyed it as much as I did.
Um, no, your vibe is wrong. I just been trying to be mysterious about it because I want the
Okay.
conversation to be good. But
Okay.
um, I thought it was really good. I miss prestige TV. That is because that's what they're calling all of
Yeah.
this genre of high budget TV. Um, I miss prestige TV that takes its time
Yeah.
to do something. And even like the very first segment in the show where how they're getting to the virus and how all the science, there's even a countdown of how many
Yes.
days it took, all that stuff. And while in the grand scheme, it was only like the first 20 minutes of the episode for us to
Yeah.
get there, it's still, and these are good hour episodes, like hour plus.
Yeah.
Um, and even though that the pacing of it was very like we aren't trying to rush just to get it out. So the story, to me, that meant the story mattered to them.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll be honest with you because I like to think about what's going on in the writer's head, what's going on in the
Hmm.
producer's minds, and
Yeah.
I just in some way, shape, or form see somebody sitting in a room. I don't know if it's the writer, I don't know if it's the producers, but saying, I don't think all Karens are bad. And we have to find a way to harness that Karen energy and make a Karen the hero of a show.
She's Carol.
I know. I'm
Okay.
talking about Karen.
It's funny you say that because one of the things that I thought was really interesting and I think intentional about the meeting of the immune folks
Mm-hmm.
is the one white American female was the one who was like, my God, we got to do something about this. Everyone else was from another country. Everyone else was a person of color. And
Mm-hmm.
they were all just kind of like, nah, we good.
That's one of the reasons why I think Karenicity is a part of this show,
Yeah. Yeah.
of
Yep.
harnessing the power of Karenicity for good.
Yeah.
Because even in her approach to them, because it wasn't like, you know, hey y'all, I see y'all are on board with this. Help me understand because this is what I'm worried about. It
Mhm.
was y'all fucking up.
Yep.
So do it this way, like come on
Yep.
to my side and what calling people's kids out, like that's
Yeah.
not your son.
Yep.
Obviously, this woman is saying this is still my son. So it's not
Yep.
gonna help the situation to be like, you wrong, it
Yeah.
ain't.
Yep.
So yeah, but it's those moments that I think makes it an interesting character too, right? So it
Yes.
almost makes her an anti-hero archetype
Yeah.
of
Definitely.
because she's not like because a couple of things that come to light in episode two is one, they reveal that what was it, 800 million people died in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
right.
so that's just a staggering number, right? And
Yep.
that's one of those moments in the episode where I thought they were going to be like thousands of people, but they said 800 million. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
So stakes are already there. But
Yeah.
the other stakes are, again, I think we lean into the Karenicity is because if she blows up at them,
Yep.
she is killing millions of people, millions of them that are already in the hive mind, millions
Yep.
that have joined the board already.
Yeah.
Because I think she went off on what's her name, Vasha,
Zosha. Zosha.
Zosha.
Yep.
Vasha is from another show that I'm watching. Zosha went off on her. She just bugs out, like starts having a little seizure, and then finds out that they cannot react or they can't take when there's high emotions and negativity and
Yep.
all that. So yelling at them. And she ends up killing 11 million people
Yep.
because
Just
of
by
that,
going off. Yeah.
just by going off. So it's like, how do you harness your Karen energy for good, but also in a way that won't kill folks as well?
Yeah. There, I think you're
So,
right. I think there's something there. Yeah. Yeah.
so sci-fi Karen powers, I'm all for it right now. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I love all that. I also like that this whole thing you're alluding to or you're talking about, but there's more to it where the infected are not hostile, right? Like they're not they claim that they cannot kill.
Hmm.
In fact, apparently they opened up the zoos and inadvertently killed people by opening up zoos. But like they don't want any creature hurt or
Yeah.
harmed. Um, in fact,
And I'm
yeah,
gonna I'm gonna ask you what you think your theories are because I have theories.
yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I kind of glossed over this real fast in the speed run, but Zosha couldn't pick if she wanted to go with Carol or the other person because she didn't want
It
to hurt
causes conflict.
it because
And
it
it makes
causes
her,
hurt.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is really interesting. Now, are they telling the truth is the big question, right? I kind of want them to be telling the truth. Like I love the rules that they're setting around this, where and they say this, I think maybe the USDA guy or whatever says this. Um, the whole spreading of the virus is not meant to be, they're not trying to hurt people. It's just that it is the nature of the virus, right? It's nature running its course. It's not that, they are trying to be hostile, but it's like, this is what the virus wants to spread. That's just what it does. Um, Now it is interesting that like some of the initial transition of the virus was very much like sexual assault, like or like they were forcibly kissing people, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, they don't see it that way. They just it's just like they're just doing what nature does. They're just spreading the virus. I kind of want it to be that. Like I don't want there to be this darker thing with them other than they just want to convert her. They just really want to convert them. Um,
I
Now,
don't think it's a darker thing with them. I do think it is real.
yeah,
And again, I have a theory about a bigger thing that's going on.
yeah. So that's what I was going to get at. Like now we don't know anything about who sent the signal. And
Yep.
so that is probably the entity that has malicious intent, right? Like whoever this alien, civilization or person or whatever is that sent the signal, they might be up to something. Like they might be just trying to create, a
I
bunch
mean,
of worker.
that's my theory is pacification for invasion.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, let's make everybody pacified and happy and docile, and then we come
Yep.
in and take over. They can't hurt
Yep.
anything, including us, when we
Yep.
come in.
Yep.
Um, so that's why I believe that it is that because for her, she's going to be trying to prove why they're lying,
Yeah.
and it's a much better story if they're not.
Yep, I
right?
agree.
Much better story if they're not.
Yep.
Um, it's very, very like they like even food, right? They can't kill. So they were
Yeah.
like, we couldn't get you. So the dude, the harem dude,
Hmm.
was like, this is great what I'm eating, but I did order lobster. And they're like,
Yeah.
ooh, we couldn't find the lobster. That was a lot that was already dead. And he's like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and he's living it up so much that he is like, all right, so tell me all these different scenarios. And then he came to the final one of like, but if I kill the food, you'll
We
still
all
make it
cook
for
it.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, which is interesting too, because it's interesting that maybe, and one of the things not suspicious about, I'm wondering once we meet the other non-English speakers, if we'll meet any other non-English speakers,
Yeah.
if some of them are at least leaning towards the way that Carol the Karen is thinking.
Yeah.
Um, because it's interesting to me that all of them are just like,
Yeah.
it's good.
I think
Like
they're
I even wonder, like, is there something going on in the sense where some of them were actually a part of the hive mind and not they were just saying they're putting it out there like that. Although it seems like deception isn't the way that they do things,
right. Yeah.
but so that wouldn't necessarily go with that. But it made me think that in a sense, like, why are they so on board with it?
Yeah. No,
Like, not even suspicious of it.
yeah. No, I think that there's something up with the folks who weren't there. Part of why I think this is cheating a little bit, but like I went back to the trailers. There are scenes where it looks like there's a guy who is not he doesn't really appear to be part of hive mind, and he's like running around doing stuff in the trailer. So I
Mm.
think that he might be one of the folks who are not infected, and he might, be of the same sort of mindset as Carol.
Which would be a great contrast if they were telling the truth about him not being an English speaker,
Yeah.
because you have the biggest contrast of this is where our friend Kamisi said that I'm too technical in this stuff.
Uh,
But the contrast of the writing of the hive mind that don't even have to be verbal to communicate, but the people who are trying to organize the rebellion can't even communicate with each other. Like
yeah.
that is just a great contrast in writing and
Yeah.
figuring out how to overcome that obstacle.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm in. I will say that. I'm going to keep watching.
Hmm.
So one of the things, this is the first pick segment that we've done,
Yep.
right? So to let people know kind of what we would do is if there's something that I haven't watched, listened to, or played a game or whatever, and Don wants to add it to the show discussion,
Hmm.
we're going to give it an episode where we talk about it, and then we will make the decision: is this something we will keep doing a deeper dive on
Yep.
within the show? And just because I like it doesn't mean I agree, but um, because it's also like one of those like, is it going to be something that the audience will watch that we think?
Hmm. Hmm.
I have to point out. Sorry, the segment though is that's what we'll be doing and deciding if we do that. It'll be Don's pick sometimes, it'll be my pick sometimes. Sometimes we might invite a guest who has a pick that
Yep.
we want to do that. Um, I think one of the barriers of this show
Hmm.
is Apple TV. Apple
Hmm.
TV. When I looked up some of the numbers of like their shows. For some reason, Apple TV pours a lot of money into shows
Hmm.
and don't put much money into the advertising of these shows.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
and
However, no, go ahead.
I'm about to say they get
I'm
ones
gonna let
like
you
a
finish. I'm
Ted.
gonna let you finish.
You finish or you done, James. You finish or you done. Um, there's shows like Ted Lasso that has such strong word of mouth
Hmm.
that it does break through. I think the morning show broke through,
Hmm.
but Apple TV has so many shows. that
Yeah.
gets great critical rating that
Yep.
never gets the eyes on it.
Yep.
And I got to be honest with you, until you said this is the pick that you want to do, I was
Mhm.
like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of this before. And you were
I'm
like, but
kind of
it come out,
surprised.
you were like, it come out tomorrow. And I was like, huh, some reason my algorithm ain't and bringing it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
sure why.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because I learned about it, on the same websites, blogs, or whatever I look at to talk about a lot of the stuff we talk about. So those websites are definitely up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to your points from before, like you already brought up some of the things I was going to bring up. Ted Lasso is a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Severance is a thing. Both
Mm-hmm.
Apple TV. Um, Morning Show is a thing. Uh, and then
That's three out of like 100.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. But also I think the fact that, it's Vince Gilligan, Breaking Bad. I think that, holds a lot of weight. I think that's going to help with the word of mouth. By the way, I'm seeing a bunch of ads for this, but this might just be a cookies thing. The fact that, Google
Yeah.
knows I'm interested in this now, I'm going to see ads about it all the time. Um, but those things also, I mean, and this is privilege shit or whatever, or this everybody is not, a Chase Sapphire Reserve card holder. However, as of October 26th, if you are a Chase Sapphire card holder, you get Apple TV and Apple Music as part of, for free as part of like being a card member. So yeah, check your
I'm trying to
wallet.
remember which one I got.
So anyway, more people are, and you know what? Anytime you buy an Apple product, you get an Apple TV trial, right? The Apple Music trial. So if you bought one of those brand new iPhone 17s, you have Apple TV. So,
I'm Chase Freedom.
okay. Sorry. Anyway, I do think that this is going to get a lot of good word of mouth, especially after watching these first two episodes. I agree that there hasn't been like a ton of hubbub about it in the beginning, but I think it's going to pick up. So,
Okay. I will say when I turned on the Google machine, the Google TV to go watch it,
mhm.
it was one of the scrolling
Yeah,
like top things there. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just missing it. For some reason it's not bringing it to my now granted I also haven't watched Ted Lasso or Morning
Severance.
Show or Severance.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start Morning Show because I just read a lot that, especially in the later seasons or the most recent seasons, they are doing a lot with black characters that's just really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I wanna I wanna see that.
Yeah.
But again, just like video games, there's a lot on the list.
Yeah.
A
For
lot on
sure.
the list.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming after watching and a positive reaction, your suggestion is we dive deeper into this.
Look,
And
I'm putting it this way. I'm watching this regardless. So either you can watch it with me or you don't.
either you
I will.
watch it with me or you watch it against me.
Exactly.
I don't know what
Uh,
that means,
yeah, I
but
don't either.
because I'm gonna watch it too, and I agree. I think I don't know if we should go episode by episode,
hmm
but maybe kind of bundle it like we did in this one with every couple of episodes. I
Yeah.
think I'm down. I think as long as the mystery um, as long as it keeps at this pace, because again, I feel that there is a mystery, but I
hmm
don't feel like I'm just like hanging
Yeah.
on to be like,
Yeah. It's not
what
like
is it?
that.
What is it?
Yep.
And again, I got to give it props for a lot of the just some of the visuals, just the storytelling, how they're doing it. I will
Yep.
say honestly, there is a part where I laughed out loud, but it was shot so well. But the reason I laughed out loud is because it was just like, wow, that looked like it hurt. Was when her partner died.
Uh-huh.
Like at the moment, I'm sorry, not when her partner got infected. She's like trying to push or like
Oh,
that, and then she just looks back over. She just and then she just falls, and I was like,
yeah.
"Ooh, that looked brutal." I loved it. I love the way
Yeah.
they shot it.
Yeah.
There is. I read a little article about keeping an eye on how they're definitely have some underlying messages about hiding your gay identity within
Oh,
this.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so I read some stuff about just being like hoping that it's careful with the fact that it's like, you know, apparently just like in the black community, the gay community is very sensitive to when they kill a gay character off first in a
Makes
show like
sense.
this.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and the fact that they already talked about like because we didn't talk about that the character that Bosha
Zosha.
Zosha, I'm so terrible with names. The character that Zosha
Looks like.
looks like in the book is a man, but originally the character was a woman, meaning there was
Yep.
going to be a lesbian couple in the book,
Yep.
but because mainstream. They weren't trusting that it would sell as much
Hmm.
because it's a gay character, changed it to a man. So when Vosha appeared to her as a woman, she was like, "How did you know
That's
that
right.
that?" Which is also a way of not of saying how deep their skills go into knowing all this because this is something that only obviously her partner was infected, so they have the collective mind, they know, but
Yep.
it's like this wasn't even something we were talking about. This is something that's like way back where we like discussed this, changed it. Nobody
Yep.
else knows that this was the history of it. Um, so that's a good storytelling narrative portion, but it's also, there's a commentary there that they're saying that
Yeah.
these very successful people still had to hide their identities
Yep.
um, to be successful.
Yep.
So I'm hoping they still treat that with care
Yeah.
throughout, because yeah, it could go off the rails real quick with
It
something like
could,
that.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yep. Yep.
Um, so
I
yeah,
have faith that they're going to handle this with care. I think they're being very intentional about the writing so far. And like, we didn't really get into this, but part of what I really like about this so far is just all of the moral, philosophical questions that they're bringing up with just this hive mind and how it's peaceful and how the harem guy, we didn't mention this, but he's African, right?
hmm
And he talks about how he's like, what is there to save the world from? Like, there's no more war. Like everything is peaceful now. People are helping out each other, right? And which, on paper seems nice until you realize that, like, as he's saying this, he is also robbing these women of their agency, right?
yep.
Or they, even if you argue that he isn't really doing it, it's clear that they've lost their humanity, they've lost their agency, and he's taking advantage of it, right?
He is definitely
Uh,
taking advantage of it. I would say he's definitely doing it,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, he's doing it,
what is actual consent, right?
right?
Because there's these
Yeah,
individuals' bodies that have been taken over by this hive mind.
yep,
So the individual themselves aren't consenting, but if the hive mind is truly them now,
yeah,
are they consenting because it is the hive mind?
right,
It's a great moral
yeah,
conundrum. It's a great
yep.
moral. Where would you land
Where would
if
I land?
around that table? Like if it happened, where would you land? Like
Oh,
would
I'm
you
on
be
Carol's. Yeah, I'm
Carol the
on Carol's
Karen?
side.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm gonna be
because I mean,
honest. I'm on Carol the Karen's side.
yeah. Okay, to be clear, I'm not going to tell someone that's not your son. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
going to go that far. But Carol is right in recognizing that these people have, again, like I said, lost their humanity. They've
Yeah,
lost their agency, right? Like, does Zosha, the real Zosha, really want to be like flying to Albuquerque at that moment? Of course not, right? But she
yeah,
has to because she's part of the hive mind. So yeah, like I'm on Carol's side, but yeah, I'm not going to take it as far as being trying to prove to, a woman that like her son is not her son anymore. That's
yeah.
going a bit too
I'm
far. But
I'm the optimist idealist in myself, saying that I never have killed people because um I am going to be the one that's like, okay, I don't agree with what you're doing, but help me understand.
yeah,
I want to actually talk to them. I want
yeah,
to be the I'm not a diplomat or any of that. I just want to understand, even if it's just because if I'm the one who have to take them down, I
hmm
want to know more about them. And
that's true. Yeah,
if they are earnest about all the stuff they're saying, that is all stuff I can use. I can use the fact that they don't kill. I can
yeah,
use the fact that you know, that being angry kills. Like all of those things are things that I can use.
yeah,
Um so I guess yeah, I would be on Carol the Karen's side, but her methods wouldn't be my methods.
yeah, yeah.
And
I'm with that.
that's me in real life though too, right? I've never
Right.
been the radical. I'm the one who's still on the side of the rebel, but I'm not the radical. I'm the
Yeah.
one who's more calculated and trying to figure out how do I infiltrate and dismantle from within.
So I'm curious, is it too early to talk about where we think this series is going to go?
I don't think it's too early. We could be very wrong,
We could be. I
because
have like,
I do think there's I think there's validity in the theory of the alien invasion
yeah,
that they're pacifying, but I don't think that's what the series in itself is going to be about. I think
no,
that may be down the line somewhere in the series finale you find out that that's what's happening,
yeah,
but I don't
yeah,
even think that would be the end. I think it's more about what we're talking about here,
yes,
these moral conundrums of you know what's really moral now, like who what is your identity when you are a part of a hive mind? Like,
yeah,
do I still respect the individual when the individual doesn't exist anymore? Like, it's
yeah,
yeah, that's what I think the show is about. About
yeah,
how
for
they play
sure.
that out. Yeah, I would love to hear your theory.
So I don't have one. I just basically, I feel like the show can go, will end one of three ways. Um, and I could be wrong on all three, but I feel like there's only three choices, given what we think this show is. Um, I think either one, and this is probably the least interesting ending, Carol saves the world, right? Um, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's, like I said, the least interesting way to do it. And I think the way that they've set this up, that's the odds are just stacked against her, right? And by save the world, I mean like she gets some at least some section of the population back, from the
Mm-hmm.
virus, like cures them of the virus. So that's one way. I kind of don't think it's going to be that, and I kind of don't want it to be that, but I think that's one potential way. The other one I was thinking about is it could somehow end with Carol and the others coexisting in some way. Um, Maybe she teaches them something about humanity, or we learn that like they still have some bit of humanity that we haven't seen yet, or I don't know, maybe they, end up coexisting. And then the third is just Carol dies in some way that we find to be satisfactory, satisfying for her character, and maybe in dying she teaches the others about humanity or some shit like that. Um, I think
So the
that's
second,
like, mhm.
go ahead.
No, I think that's the only three ways this could go. I don't know.
So the second two, or the last two that you said, the one about Carol kind of
Coexisting.
coexisting or
This is
figuring out,
I
it's
call
what
I
I
call
call the
this.
Matrix ending.
I was just about to say that. Damn it! Yeah, I call
Yeah,
this the Matrix. The Matrix ending. Yes.
yeah. it's also what I call. So, did you watch The Handmaid's Tale?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, I'll stop then. So, spoilers.
I think
Yeah.
you just spoiled The Handmaid's Tale for me.
No, because there's still so much that happens in it
Okay.
that is that, but it a little bit. I just spoiled it a little bit. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Um, the that coexisting thing though, I think the reason I like the Matrix as a parallel to that is because I could see the show um doing some sort of like there is
Blue
a
pill,
cure
red
or
pill, blue pill.
there's a cure basically
Yeah.
of getting them out of the hive mind. But again, that conundrum, I love that conundrum of is it the choice of the person that's in the hive mind? And how do you convince someone that they don't want to be in that hive mind, right? And
Hmm.
like do people start seeing does Rosha? Bosha.
Zosha.
Zosha, Z.
Z.
Does
Yep.
Zosha, does Zosha start to feel certain things towards her? And much like Neo in the Matrix, it's
Hmm.
about personal connection. That's the only thing that could change it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was, the architect said Neo experienced it differently than all the other ones
Yep.
because all the other ones were about saving humanity.
He was
He was
about
about
Trinity.
saving Trinity,
Yep.
right? And experiencing it in that very personal way. So
Yep.
does that mean it's a futile attempt to try to save billions of people because if you have to make a personal connection to break them?
Hmm.
Or and do you do that one by one? And that's what she's doing. She's setting out to do. Or do you say they're happy how they are?
Yeah.
Like does she have to come to terms with that? And if there are those out there who may be broken from it, but we accept that the entire world, the majority of the world, is of the hive mind. Um, and the her dying, I could see that. That's less interesting to me.
Me too.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm all for a dystopian ending. I love a
Yeah.
great dystopian ending, but I need it to mean something.
Yeah.
And if
That's
it's
why I said it
just
has to
that,
be satisfying. Yeah.
yeah, if it's
Yeah.
just that, oh man, it's futile to fight a hive mind. If that's the point of the show, and then she
Yeah.
dies, that's not enough for
No,
me.
that wouldn't be satisfying. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would
So,
have to, yeah, it would have to mean something, like you said. Yeah.
like I said, I think the true meaning though is going to be that of all the forces in the world,
Hmm.
being a Karen is the thing that will change everybody's mind, even if
Hmm.
you are of a hive mind. Because when
Hmm.
you ask to speak to that manager, you ask to speak to the manager of the hive mind now.
That's right.
So
That's right.
she gonna get to the bottom of it by getting to that
Hmm.
manager.
Hmm. Yep. The alien from 600 light years away.
Exactly.
Yep.
That comes in and be like, what? You've been asking for the manager for 4 years. What?
Here I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but all that to say, I'm down to keep talking about it because
All
I
right.
think
Good.
the mystery is interesting enough, and I think the
Yep.
quality of the show is good enough that I want to just keep watching. And
Yep.
I think this has sparked an interesting conversation with just this first episode. So if
Definitely.
you down, I'm down.
Let's do it.
All
Yes.
right. Don's first pick, he has converted me,
It's
and
a
I
hit.
am ready to go. It's a hit. Now, if I have to add this to the third show of Heroes Lost and then Pluribus, I
Yeah.
blame you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
blame you.
And you should. Yep. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I think just the approach from the first two episodes, I'm confident it's not going to be that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
And like I said, like I like the fact that yes, there's still mysterious factors, but they did not draw out this this virus spreading, right? Like they got right down to it and they told you exactly what it is in the first episode. And I love
Yep.
that because basically what that signals is, it's not about this. It's about the things we were just talking about, right?
Yep.
It's about the moral conundrums and relationships and
Which
characters.
is which is where those shows lost it, no pun
Yep.
intended,
Yep.
is it became more about the mystery
Yep.
than the story, right?
Yep.
The mystery should be a part of the story. The mystery should be a good driving force in the story, but it shouldn't just be about the mystery. It
Yep.
shouldn't be shock value just to do stuff to make us be like, oh, Walter
Yeah.
older now. Walter older now. What Walter gonna do? Nothing. We ain't gonna never see Walter again. Okay, but he was supposed to be special.
Yeah.
Walter was supposed to be special.
Yep.
Spoilers for Lost, but Walter was
Right.
supposed to be special,
He was. Yep.
and we ain't never see Walter again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I'm going into this third episode, not like, ooh, I hope they reveal, ABC. Like I just want to see where is this story going. Like it's more of
Yep.
a natural, like, what are these characters going to do? Where is this going? And not about like, ooh, what is this is a severance thing, but what is Cold Harbor? Like they strung us along for 2 seasons on this Cold Harbor thing. And that's not what this show is doing.
Okay. I thought you were about to spoil Severance and tell me
No,
what
no,
Cold Harbor
I,
was.
I held it back. But
Okay.
just know that, yeah, Cold Harbor is a thing that you'll be trying to figure out for like 2 seasons.
Not Cold Slither.
No,
You know what
Cold,
Cold
what
Slither is?
is that like some B movie? No, what is that?
Man, we getting into nerddom for real now.
Okay.
It is an episode of G.I. Joe
Oh, snap.
where the Dreadnoughts
Hmm.
started a band
Oh, yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
Cold
Okay.
Slither.
Yes, yes, yes,
And the
yes.
song went, the name's Cold Slither will be joining us soon. A band of vipers playing our tune.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yep.
Woo! I love that. I love that you remember it too.
That's a deep cut.
I don't feel so alone in my
No, no, I remember
random
now.
knowledge that's taking up space in my brain.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, I think we've declared that in future episodes, we've declared a few things in future episodes,
Yeah, we have.
but
Yeah.
we've declared that we're going to be talking about Plur1bus.
Let's do it.
All right. I think that draws us to a close on this episode, though. If y'all have
Indeed.
not watched Plur1bus, watch it with us. Watch those first two episodes. And then while you're gearing up and waiting for the episode to load up and get there, make sure you subscribe, make sure you rate and review this
Yep.
podcast. It is on all the platforms where podcasts can be found, at least
That's
the
right.
main platforms.
That's right.
If you
We
have
are
feedback, we are on all the socials at Super Brothers.
at Super
Um,
Brothers. Yep.
yeah. So we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think about Pluribus. And
Please do.
if you think the powers of caring will overcome a hive mind in this world.
That's right.
All
Carol and
right.
Karen.
Carol the Karen.
Yep.
That is who she is to me from now on. So
Yeah. No,
as
I
we
get
talk
it.
about her in future
That
episodes,
was not
I'm
lost on me with these first 2 episodes. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, I might not remember Zosha's name every time, but Carol the Karen, I
You're
got
gonna
it.
remember
It's
that.
locked in.
No
Locked in.
doubt.
All right. Any other parting words for the viewers or for the listeners?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We out.
We out. Peace.
Super Brothers.